All right, today we're going to build a robot out of motorcycle parts. Okay, so this is a process called kit bashing, where you take a bunch of pre-existing parts that in reality have no connection to what you're making, but just use them to kind of rough something out. Um, to make an image quickly without a lot of painstaking rendering. So it's often used in concept art, kit bashing, KIT, kit bashing, where you bash together other kits or, you know, collections of stuff. And it's done in 2D in Photoshop, like we're going to do. It's also done in 3D, where if you have a bunch of pre-built 3D models, you just use them to add a bunch of detail quickly to something. Okay, and it's fun. It's always or generally used in concept art where somebody's just trying to get a general look for something. So and it can be done fast. So this one here, I did in less than an hour, about 45 minutes. It's a little rough. So these two are a little more finished. There's more painting over. Okay, um, so we'll basically make the shape with the motorcycle parts. And then kind of like we did with the spaceship, it's really sort of the same process. We will paint over it where needed to bring out the forms and make it look more realistic. Okay, so let's start out. I'm going to close up these documents here, and let's make a new one. And let's make it a letter size page, 8.5 by 11, okay, portrait. But instead of 300, let's make it 200, okay, because the source motorcycle images I'm going to supply to you guys are not, they're kind of small, and then we'll have to scale them up if it's 300. RGB create. All right. So let's open up some of these motorcycles. I'm going to go file open. So you should find, I'll give you guys a bunch of these, and you just got to unzip them into a folder somewhere. And I'm just going to, they're all different. I'm just going to grab a few kind of, I'll just grab a few to start out with. All right, so they're all open tabbed in up here, right? Let's see, where is my original document though? Untitled. Okay, so I'm just going to tear off one of these guys. So tear it down there, and then I'm just going to click on it and drag it on with my move tool. Okay. Now you could go file, place, wherever place is. Yeah, place embedded or place linked, but that's more. It's simpler just to drag them on. Then they come on as pixels. Placing has more complications. So, and I'm gonna maybe I'll bring on a couple of them here and see what's doing. I'm gonna close them as I bring them on, so I don't have so much junk up on the top. Okay, so these guys are on transparent, but so what we'll do, and also so I can go faster here, I'm in the move tool, right? I have auto select turned on. I'm not sure if it's on by default on yours or not, but that way I can quickly go to, whatever layer I want to go to without having to go over and scrutinize the layer palette and figure out which layer, because I'm going to be bouncing around between layers quite a lot here. Okay, so I'm going to move the ones I'm not working on at the moment off to the edges, kind of, and let's look at this one. Okay, so I'm going to get my regular lasso tool. I'm going to be using that quite a lot here. And what we want is this junk in the middle, okay? We don't want the tires and probably not the handlebars, right? Because they look like motorcycle tires, and we want, and this looks like a bunch of kind of, motorcycles are good because they have all these fairings and stuff that's nicely sort of sculpted and aerodynamic, combined with a lot of you know, gears and stuff like and pipes and things like that. So it's the right aesthetic for our robot. So anyway, we'll take our lasso tool and just decide what stuff you want. I'm going to go kind of, and you can just rough it, go kind of rough if you want. I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to go here. I'm going to include all this, that stuff. All right, and then you just hit the little thing that looks like a Japanese flag down the bottom of your layer palette to make layer mask. And we have this thing, okay? I'm wondering if I should have included this stuff up here. I think I am, so I'm going to go to, sorry, because all you're trying to do is figure out how we're supposed to do this, and here I am fumfling around. Okay, make layer mask, so I have that. And then Control T, that's a shortcut to edit free transform. And you rotate the thing around until it looks like half of a face. Okay, so right away I'm thinking that's the eye, right? And so the middle of the face could be here, or, you know, and it could be, this is the head, or this could be the middle over of the face here. And it's more kind of insectile looking. And here it's more like an owl or something, okay? I'm going to choose this way, right? So then I'm going to duplicate my layer, right? By just click on the layer and drag it to the new layer icon, right? So there's two there now. And then edit, transform, flip horizontal, okay? There's not a keyboard shortcut for that, unfortunately. You could write a an action for it, but maybe I won't get it. Maybe I'll get into that later. Okay, so interesting, not great, but and so as we work, we don't want to. We're going to work with different colors on motorcycles. We don't want to get hung up on that. It's not. We're really about trying to develop the forms. We'll give it our own color later on. So let's put an adjustment layer on top. Okay, so I go to my adjustment layers right down here. It's just to the right of the mask icon. And let's do hue saturation. Yeah, that's what we want. And just turn the saturation all the way down. Okay, so we have black and white stuff. Now, like this top one, if I wanted to, see they're kind of overlapping the ones on top there. I could change it to multiply, so it only show, or darken, so it only shows, in this case, that might work. I don't really like this. It looks a little bit too much like a cute owl, but I'm going to keep going and see what else I can find here. So these two. Now, if you see, I've activated two. I have one and I shift click on the other, so they're both active, right? If I decide that I really like this pair, either for the head or part of the torso or neck or whatever it is, you can combine them together. So one way to do that is just with the both of them active, you can go to your layer palette menu and new group from layers, okay? And now they're together as a group, right? Let me undo that. Or I can go to the top layer and right click on it, or go to the layer palette menu, it's the same either way, and merge down. And then, yes, I want to apply the layer mask. And now the mask is gone from there. It's just that stuff. So it makes your image somewhat simpler to do that. And I'm going to leave that alone like that and go find some other part here and see what I can do. I might just, like, I sometimes I would just go and start, like, after I have the general face, just start making, you know, high parts on the head or the neck or whatever, but I don't really dig this all that much, so I'm going to see what else I have here. All right, this looks kind of interesting. I'm going to, I don't know. I don't think I want any kickstands. This is a very funky looking piece of stuff here. one part about masking it is, and you can also, like when you mask it, when you go Control T, the bounding box is really big, right? And if you find that annoying, you can just right click on the mask and apply layer mask. Now it's like, it gets rid of all the stuff that was around it. Now if I go Control T, it's just this. So it's a little, it's hard to not always see this thing as an eye, but let's see what this looks like. So I'm going to make a copy of that, and then I'm going to go edit, transform, flip horizontal. That's pretty freaky. I'd need to make some kind of mouth part in here. Let's see if I can, I didn't plan this out, so sometimes, oops. Let's see, if I go to actions, okay? So actions are a bunch of programmed moves. Okay, you don't have to do this. This is optional, and I might screw this up because I wasn't really planning on doing this. But there are a bunch of recorded moves that you can just click play and they'll execute. So it comes with some already here. So I'm going to, I'm on my layer, right? So I'm going to go new action, and I'm going to say, I'm going to call it copy and flip. All right, so now the red record button is on, right? So that means I'm recording this action. So I'm going to drag it to the new layer icon and then go edit, transform, flip horizontal, okay? And then I'm going to stop recording. All right, so let's see how that worked. Okay, so I have this guy, and I just go to copy and flip, hit play, bada bing, okay? So that saves you a bunch of clicks. And you just kind of keep your actions thing open up here. Okay, and copy and flip, boom, save you a few clicks. And if you wanted, yeah, we could have included more even, like right after the we make the lasso selection, you could do mask, apply mask, copy and flip. Nah, but then you want to rotate and stuff. So anyway, this is probably good. So I would kind of, I'm going to merge that one down and then just start playing around with them and see if there's like anything mandibular happening here. Looks like a mosquito-y looking thing. Okay, so anyway, this I need to like to actually do something nice. I need to devote some attention to it. So I'll just do this when I'm not recording. I'll make some progress, but see if you can start building the whole thing out. And we want it to roughly speaking be kind of like a bust, like a face and shoulders sort of. And let's not worry about the whole body. Oops. Something like, and maybe off to one side a little bit. I mean, you can start building it in the middle and then move it over later, because you don't want, when something's like dead center, it makes it a little bit less interesting. But like see what you come up with there. Okay.